You are listening to PR Radio Station of America.
The morning light in Dallas was broken by the sound of gunfire at an Immigration and Customs Enforcement field office. Federal agents quickly secured the area, but the aftermath revealed a chilling truth. 3 immigrant detainees had been struck. 1 was killed, and 2 were left fighting for their lives. At first, authorities withheld the names, but a senior official at the Department of Homeland Security later confirmed the identities. They were Miguel Angel Garcia-Hernandez of Mexico, Jose Andres Bordones-Molina of Venezuela, and Norlan Guzman-Fuentes. Their names were released carefully, each carrying the weight of lives interrupted by violence. As reporters pressed for details, DHS would not say which man had died, leaving families, advocates, and communities waiting in fear and uncertainty. Some relatives heard through local news before any official call came. Others searched desperately for updates, unsure if their loved one was among the dead. More information began to emerge about Garcia-Hernandez, the Mexican national. He was described as a longtime resident of the United States, living in the country for nearly 20 years. He worked as a painter, and his family in Dallas knew him as a provider. His brother Fernando told a local station that Miguel had been struck in the side, back, stomach, and neck. Surgeons tried twice to save him, but machines were the only thing keeping him alive. Doctors began speaking about disconnection, forcing the family into heartbreaking decisions. For Bordones-Molina, DHS officials mentioned a short criminal history, property theft, and a traffic offense. His immigration status was illegal, but his identity as a son and brother mattered more to those who loved him. Guzman-Fuentes was more of a mystery. Officials noted prior arrests for aggravated assault, firearm misconduct, and driving while intoxicated, but did not disclose his nationality. His silence in public records only deepened the uncertainty around him. The attack itself raised more questions than it answered. ICE confirmed that between 8 and 10 detainees had been inside the van when bullets pierced the sally port of the facility. None of the officers were hit, but detainees had no chance to escape. The shooter was just shooting at random vehicles inside, Acting Director Todd Lyons explained. They were still hit inside the vehicle. Bravery was witnessed in those minutes. Agents and staff ran into the line of fire, pulling men from vans while glass shattered and gunfire continued. The fact that only 3 were struck was seen as both a tragedy and a narrow escape from something worse. The shooter, later found dead, had left anti-ICE messages on his ammunition, but that was little comfort for the families left behind. For the immigrant community in Dallas, fear spread quickly. Rochelle Garza of the Texas Civil Rights Project spoke of deep anxiety. Families with loved ones in detention centers called lawyers, unsure if their relatives had been inside the targeted van. Transparency, Garza argued, was missing. The government should do its job and make sure that it fully investigates this and that it's transparent with the victims, the families of the victims, and with the community. Attorneys echoed the concern. Guillermo Hernandez, an immigration lawyer, explained how difficult it often is to track detainees who can be moved from one facility to another without notice. The shooting, he said, highlighted this weakness. To advocate for your client, you have to know where they are. His words carried frustration that even during tragedy, lawyers and families remained in the dark. Mexico's Ministry of Foreign Affairs confirmed that one of the injured was a Mexican national receiving treatment, though it did not directly name Garcia-Hernandez. Officials reached his wife and promised support, voicing solidarity in the painful hours. Roberto Velasco Alvarez, Mexico's chief officer for North America, expressed condolences and insisted his government would follow the case closely. Meanwhile, ICE transferred detainees from Dallas to another facility in Alvarado for safety. Families were told to request police reports, contact their consulates, and wait for updates. But for many, waiting was unbearable. The attack was labeled targeted violence, and while officials promised due process for survivors, the grief of those affected grew heavier. Lyons reminded the public of ICE's duty of care. We're charged with their protection, their custody. Nothing like that should happen. Yet the memory of gunfire inside a government facility, aimed not only at law enforcement, but at those already in custody, left Dallas shaken, families desperate, and questions about justice unresolved. This is the end of that story. Now tell me in the comments, what's your story? I'll read out the most interesting ones in the next video. Do not forget to hit a like button and subscribe. See you.